When you're learning to hand quilt, no doubt your teacher said, just make even stitches. Don't worry about the size of it. It will come down the road. And the reason is when you're hand quilting, you want the top stitches to look the same and you want the bottom stitches to look the same. Size will come, trust me. People say, oh, well, you want the bottom stitches to be the same length as the top stitches. And in my bazillion years of quilt making, I have found that is simply not possible. So what I want to share with you are 3 ways to cheat to get that really good looking stitch. First of all, let's talk about the backing of the quilt. Don't use a solid fabric. Use a fabric that has a print where the stitches will be absorbed into. Yeah, I'm telling you something real. The only way I would use a solid back would be like if I was doing a whole cloth quilt or something like that. But a multi-printed print will hide a lot of your woes. Secondly, well, let me show you down here. The first stitch can be very problematic for when you're just learning how to quilt. It's hard for quilt makers to let go of the needle and trust that the thimble will do the rocking motion for them. So if you're finding that your first stitch, ooh, that looks pretty good, is big, what I suggest you do is this. This is a really good sheet, you guys. Rather than move forward with your quilting stitch, and I've marked it with a blue pen so you can see where I'm going, go behind the stitch and then take that first stitch. And it's okay if it's a little bit big. Let's see how that looks. See, that worked. Then the third thing that happens is that you get to multiple seams up here. And it's really hard to get even stitches. So as soon as you feel yourself into all those layers, and I am right now because there's my 1/4 inch, you literally stab all the way through the bottom, go underneath, and then poke that needle back up. And you can see that this takes time. Whoops, just kind of look for it. Where am I going? This takes time, but it will help you get the stitch that you want to stitch. Again, on the back, it might get kind of funky looking when you're doing this, so that's why you would want to use a fabric that's going to hide uneven stitches. So there we go. I think I'm through the whole big fat mess, and I can start quilting again. I've marked it with a blue pen so that you can see. Typically, I would prefer a silver pencil. Oh, I love hand quilting. And remember, you guys, it's not the size of the stitch, it's the evenness of the stitch. Give yourself 20 hours to get good at this. And you'll find your favorite place to be is at the hoop or the quilt frame. Oh, there we go again. Stab. Come up, stab, come up. Where are you, little guy? There you are. So number 1, be aware of what you use for your backing. A highly printed print is going to be your friend. Number 2, be willing to cheat that first stitch because it is hard to get that first stitch small. In time, it will come. And number 3, when you come to seams where it's a bunch of layers of fabric, stab stitch. It won't be so great on the back, but if you use that backing that I've been talking about, you'll be just fine.